Mm, 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 mm. What's going on, Chris? What's going on? What's the word? What's the word? Mm. "24 eggs today." Shout out to you, man. You said I have internet access again. Yeah, that's the problem with being out in the wilderness. You might have to get that Elon Musk, that Starlink. He said I looked into Starlink today. Yeah, you might have to get that, huh? And plus, I didn't heard Star. I get mixed. I heard people mixed reviews with Starlink, but I'd rather have it than if I was you. Yo, what it do? We're going on, Doc Smith. We got an important live stream to talk about today. There's some more people coming here before we get started with the live stream. This is this live stream's going to it's going to be very enlightening because a lot of men are dealing with this reality, this mindset today. What's going on, Angel Gamer? I don't know what you talking about, JT. What are you talking about? Yeah, he says they stopped doing it since '08. Yeah, it probably started that around that time. So yeah, as you guys come in here, I see we get the numbers. The numbers are climbing for the people that are coming in here. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Comment your thoughts for some engagement. If you guys want support, hit the super chat feature at the bottom of your screen. Whatever is worth to you. Millennial men never had a chance. Hell, millennial or Gen Z men never had a chance, and half the Gen X men. If we look at the Gen X men and half the Boomers, they've been divorced and remarried about 2 and 3 times. It's like, how the hell do y'all do that? I only got one marriage in me if I have one at all. It's crazy, guys. Like, it's crazy that we have to seriously think society is in such a terrible space. Let me put some light on me so I don't look. completely red for you guys so you guys can get a little bit of stuff, a little bit of contrast. I don't know if that's any better. I'm in the dark. Screw it. I just want to be in the dark. It is what it is. Feeling kind of dark tonight, anyways. So this is crazy, guys. We've gotten to a point in society where, as a man, you have to consciously think before you have a child and have a family. You have to consciously think about this stuff. And you have to, and what happens is you're doing too much thinking, which analysis paralysis. You get to thinking too much, you can't make a decision. And there's so many different pitfalls and mines that you have to step over. It's like, goddamn, it's not even worth it. If you look at it rationally, now, when it comes to evolutionary psychology, you definitely want to reproduce and have you know, a continuation of your species and DNA. Um, but you definitely want to bring it and have it family in a cohesive family unit. But the mindset of women today and the culture and the laws are making it extremely hard for men that want to have strong families, cohesive families. It's making it hard for you guys. It's incentivizing you not to have kids. How many guys and how many videos have you seen where guys are like, I don't want to have no kids? Why does he doesn't want to have any kids? Because child support, if you're not married to her, if you're married to her, well, parental alienation, now you're in a custody schedule, breaks up the family, her mindset, she's unhappy, all this ridiculous stuff. She can come up with 1,000 reasons, no fault divorce because of the laws. They changed the laws. I mean, Reagan changed that. Like, she's incentivized in every way by the culture and by the law system to break up the family because she's a strong, independent woman that's been held down by the patriarchy. And you, as a man, you're incentivized not to go against your nature, which is to procreate. And we're wondering why we can't reproduce at rapid rates. It's because the mindsets of the man and the woman are completely different. I would like to comment on the Mexican girl. You always have to remember other cultures. I saw promise there. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I didn't say he shouldn't have dealt with her. I'm just saying, proceed with caution. The answer is the passport. That is an answer. If just save your money up because that's expensive. These flights are expensive. Living in these different areas are not quite as expensive as you would think from what the YouTubers would say, but you have to definitely touch grass because what they say and what they gotta sell you guys on this stuff. So it's better to touch grass. But it's crazy, guys. But like, we shouldn't have to. It's crazy, like, but like, we shouldn't have to leave the country to get a decent woman. That's crazy, ain't it? But that's just lets you know how deteriorated and decaying our society is. How rapidly it's declining. You said it's almost like we as men. Shout out to JT. And JT, I think you've been in here before, right? Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? He said it's almost like we as men have to be taken out of this world and let them have it and let them fall and the world fall so they can change and see and move in the right direction to help change society. And that's the thing. Like, women have no vision. They're so selfish and narcissistic that they'll burn down the family because of their own wishes. Like that Doctor Strange, like the witch Doctor Strange movie, that's a real thing, guys. Like the Red Witch or whatever the hell it's called. That woman will end the world because she couldn't get what she wanted. That's women. They will destroy society. Like, women don't care about society. You can tell them, hey, Americans, we're not procreating at record rates to continue our own society. It's gonna be ruled by immigrants. She don't give a damn about that. She she like, nah, that ain't true. These men ain't ish. I ain't about to do that. Women are so crazy today. There's a portion of them that thinks marriage benefits the woman, I mean, benefits the man more than the woman. I'm like, how? The man is definitely taking a loss. You're taking your loss in your ability to sleep with other women, a financial loss, because typically most women don't give you a good return on investment. He said women are in it for themselves. They are. It's crazy. It's crazy how brainwashed and delusional. Guys, some days I'll be looking at some videos and like I don't react on every little video, but sometimes I'll be scrolling and I'll be like, God damn, this shit is worse than I thought. The shit that they be saying on these social media platforms, the shit that I be hearing in real life, these people have no clue of the consequences. Because who's going to take care of them when they're 60s and 70 years old? That's the intelligence. See, Chris knows what I'm about to say. See, the reason why they had big families back then, a firm, what they would call it, that's the first. They'd have lots of kids so they could farm the land. And unfortunately, some of them would pass away. It is what it is. But they would farm the land, and they would take care of you when you got in ill health. You got older. This is what the whole point of community is, right? Today, instead of living your older parents living with you or living with one of your siblings, that you got to put them in the old folks' home because it's too dangerous for them to be on their own in the house. They might fall. They might He might fall and they can't hit the little button on their little chest. They might not even have the little emergency button on their chest. So they're gonna be on the ground for hours, crawling around in pain, right? Women think they're so delusional, like they forget, like, hey, if society breaks down, the dogs, the animals, the bears, the cougars, the wolves, the coyotes, you gotta face them and the humans. And you gotta face viral infection. Like women have no clue of survival and what it takes. And they just think that just lets you know how cozy of a society we've made them like make them believe in. They're too comfortable today. So as my wife says, all women have an agenda. Yeah. We just hope the agenda is you. And oftentimes it's not you, it's her. She's focused on her. What Lil Wayne saying, these girls ain't loyal, these 304s ain't loyal. She all about you, all about her, and she all about hers. So as a man, your natural nature is to have lots of kids, a family, a unified family. But you have to sit there and ponder and second guess yourself. Second guess your own nature, something that you really can't even really control. That's a whole other subject, whole other topic. But this is something that you really can't even really control. So you got to fight the woman's mindset, meaning you got to fight through feminism. Okay. What is feminism? Feminism is basically the hate of men. Now, granted, there's different ways of feminism, and the feminism today is definitely, I don't even know what you call this. It's just like with the political parties. The political parties today, it's like, damn, they're not even the traditional versions of the political parties. that they used to be, what they say on paper. This shit has changed. It's the same thing with feminism. Like whatever version we're on right now, it's not even the first wave, first, second wave feminism like it was originally supposed to be made. Them women still wanted families. They just wanted to leave the house and get out from under the house for 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? They still wanted families. They still wanted unified families. These women today, they don't want unified families. They don't want any of that. And so you're dealing with this mindset, and then they have a promiscuous, a 304 mindset, meaning that they dress. This is a culture of 304s. They dress. The average woman dresses like a 304. They're sleeping around. How can you be in a monogamous marriage for 20, 30 years when the first 30 years, 25 to 30 years of your life, you've been promiscuous? Out of the 30 years, you've been promiscuous for about at least 10. You're 25, at least 8. That's 8 to 10 years or 15 years sometimes of you being promiscuous. You've established a habit of being promiscuous. How in the hell are you supposed to flip that switch and just let the marriage and get into a long-term relationship and let the marriage ride from 32 all the way to the end of death? I mean, the Bible says that till death do us part, to sickness and in health. These women don't believe in that. They get married because of the financial benefits, not because of the religion. If there wasn't any financial benefit, they wouldn't get married. If a woman is making good money and she's making more money than the guy that she's with, she probably won't get married. And if she does, she'll pull a Rihanna on ASAP Rocky and make him sign a prenuptial agreement. Because her money is hers and your money is hers. But see, ASAP will sign it because he wants. See, guys, we're more noble than we should be today. We're thinking about the family. We're thinking about, hey, I get it. I would do it too if I was in her position. He gonna sign. He being rational. Women ain't rational. It is ridiculous saying that women will choose the bear over a man. It's completely idiocracy. That's the point. That's smart. Uh-oh. Is that a woman in the chat? God gives me everything, we give him nothing except worship. You got to clarify what you're talking about. You're just saying random stuff in the chat. You got to say what point you agree with or what's the point, because I don't know what you really mean. Yeah, I mean the bear of a man thing. I'm like, first of all, you're not even the same species. Why the hell would a bear species like an ape or a monkey? It makes zero sense. She feels more safe. You can't even communicate. Like, it's the stupidest thing. Like, just the fact that we're entertaining that lets you know the average woman's mind and the average person's mind is scrambled. This is more evidence of the IQ being low. You're more safe with a bear. First of all, how are you going to communicate with a bear? You're not one of these zoo people. You can communicate with a monkey. You can communicate with an ape. Sign language means a lot. You can teach the monkeys know sign language. I hope you guys realize that when you guys go to the zoo, them monkeys can see and know what you doing and reading your body language, bro. Now, the other animals, they can sense fear inside you and attack, and they know your neck is a weak point. But it's completely stupid that we're even talking about that. God gives us everything we give him. We give women everything, they give us nothing. Well, they multiply, they give us children. But again, if they really look at that Bible, there wouldn't be any women in leadership positions. There wouldn't be any women preaching the word, because in the Bible it says women should listen to the man in quiet subjection. Now, what Western woman is going to listen to a man and ask questions in quiet subjection? Just think how Prince Henry is going to get screwed. You mean Prince Harry? Orthodox woman. Shout out to the Orthodox woman. You mean Prince Harry? Or I'm not familiar with Prince Henry. They give us the kids everything, the kids give nothing. It's hierarchy. It definitely is a hierarchy. I mean, the kids are, they're, you never know. you know, Dudes be thinking that legacy and all this stuff. Well, that's the point. You want to have a legacy, but really you just want to have like continue your, because you think Bronny James is gonna surpass LeBron James? Hell no. Your legacy is your legacy. Your child, your son, your daughter may or may not turn into what you want them to be. And you can teach them right. Like kids begin two-parent households, all the stuff, and they still turn out to be losers. So it's just like, goddamn, there's no guarantee that you're gonna have your kid's gonna be worth the damn. But they have more of a chance within a cohesive family. But the first, I mean, the Henry the Second, Henry the Third, and Henry the Fourth are going to fumble the legacy. Because they didn't build it, they weren't there, they don't know what it took. So that's just common. Not legacy is. It's I'm gonna say it's overrated. I get why people talk about it, but it's just not a guarantee. Hell, I think Anderson Cooper is a Vanderbilt. His mother fumbled the wealth passed down to him. Prince Harry, yeah, he gonna get screwed, bro. He the biggest idiot. He's the biggest idiot on the planet Earth. You gonna give away your kingdom rights for a random woman? He could have Meghan Markle 50 times. He could have 20 different Meghan Markles if he would have stayed within that kingdom rank. I don't even know why we call him Prince Harry. He's not a prince anymore. He gave that up for this woman. He's the biggest idiot in the world, bro. Because I guarantee you, a woman ain't gonna give up her queen status, her princess status for a random dude. Hell no. And hell, the kingdom and try to get him, rein him back in multiple times, but he just too far gone, bro. And that's the thing with dudes, bro. When dick and pussy and love is involved, bro, rationale leaves the building. It's like talking to a brick wall. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Meghan Markle spilling the business on him and everything. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. He did that to himself. That's solely Prince Harry's fault. He being a simp. Last time I checked, he's not even doing anything worth a damn in California. Like he's not doing anything. He's a stay-at-home dad. They are having money problems now. Of course they are. because she didn't, her victim tour on what they did and didn't do to her, like she gonna change them. I'm like, that's the stupidest shit. And I don't even mean to play the race card, but I'm just like, okay, really? Really, lady? You didn't know that? Really? You didn't know that? And she's not even really black. She just like what? Half, like a third black? She don't even look black. But anyway, I get off that shit. That's a different thing. That's Prince thinking about Prince Harry, that's like the stupidest thing. That makes no sense. You could have any woman in the world, homie, and still stay Prince. You didn't have to give up this stuff to get this random chick. And I think she older than him too. Bro, send it, bro. I'm done. I'm done with Prince Harry. I'm done with him. Anyways, so okay, as a guy, just dealing with the woman's mindset is going to be way too much to deal with. It's going to incentivize you. It's going to incentivize you not to have a kid because you know the family's going to get intentionally broken up because of her mindset. Excuse me, of feminism, which is to go against the leadership of man. So okay, she's incentivized through culture to not listen to man. Okay, so she's been taught this since she was a little girl. Okay, what are the odds of me getting a wife and a cohesive family? Very slim just off of that piece. But it gets worse. The society reinforces what the culture is teaching. So if you don't want to get married and potentially take that financial hit, well, you got common law marriage. Okay. Okay. First of all, you got to get married and you got to get a marriage license so the state can, dice up assets. You know, sounds like another way for the state to get paid, doesn't it? You figure they'd already have enough through taxes, but nope. The lawyers and all the family court lawyers, they're incentivized to break the family up because they're extracting from the man. When you break up, you got to pay for her fees and your fees, your lawyer fees, and child support. And if you don't pay the child support, they can take your ID license, your passport. They can put you in jail for not paying your child support. What man wants to go through that? No man wants to go through that, which makes you hesitant to be with a woman in a marriage. So it's like, no matter how you slice it, you can get married, but she can still leave if she wants to. You can get a prenuptial agreement, which will mitigate the issues. But first of all, you got to get her to agree to it. Then, okay, you're gonna take a hit. You're just mitigating the loss. Uh, if you don't participate in the marriage but still want to have kids, okay, you got child support. You gotta go to court. You gotta pay lawyers. Okay, you still could lose custody. They favor the woman. She could lie. Dudes are like, nope, nope. You said he wanted to get the crown of being a victim. Exactly. It's like, how the fuck are you a victim as a prince? It don't make no goddamn. I gotta get out of that because his situation is extremely frustrating. But he's what's wrong with the modern man. He's a millennial. He's a millennial, brought up in this mindset. Grant, what's going on, man? He said, "Oh no, yeah, this is getting deep today. We've been on here about 30 minutes, probably another 15 minutes, tops. But it's really frustrating to me, guys. It's really not only frustrating to me, but a whole bunch of other guys that want families, that know that a cohesive family is what's best for society, it's best for the community, it's best for the children. Um, but the narcissistic mindset of women destroys all of that. Women's mindset destroys. It's a 3-in-1. She's gonna destroy society because she's not gonna want to procreate. She's gonna destroy the community because how, as a child, are you gonna expect to trace back your lineage when you don't know who your father is? You have men that are telling you, "Hey, I don't want to have children with you. Hey, uh, let's stick with that for a second because single moms are the doings of their women are they make single moms on their own, meaning that it's a choice. They made a choice to be a single mom. Half the time, the dude was not a good dude, so he was never gonna stay in the first place. But some dudes would say, "Hey, around your ovulation cycle, or can you get on birth control? I don't want to have a child with you." But women ignore this stuff, and then guess what? It messes up the family, and it kills the organization of the community. How are you supposed to trace back who you belong to and who you came from if you don't know who your dad is? Broken families, broken timelines, broken history. She gonna kill the society. She gonna kill the community. She gonna kill the family. Disorganize the children. All this is collateral damage of feminism. This is the collateral damage of it. And I mean, hell, from us talking about it and you guys being in here, you notice it's a huge issue and nobody's trying to really fix it. I mean, this issue is so big and so basic and fundamental to any society. It's literally ground zero. It's layer one. It's the foundation of any society. If you don't have this, you're not going to have a good workforce. You're not going to have good IQ. You're not going to have good education because everybody's alone, spread out individuals. You're not going to have any support. You're going to be broke because you're a single mom with 2 kids. Now you got to work 5 jobs in this economy where your dollar doesn't go as far as it needs to go. You're getting taxed out the wazoo. So you're going to be raising your kid in poverty when you could have just got a man and he'd take the brunt of the responsibility. Excuse me. You know what's really telling about women today? I know you guys have seen this. There will be a really attractive women, mid, late 20s, early 30s, that are extremely attractive. And some of them are idiots, but their mindset is what's keeping them single. And you'll be like, how are you broke and this attractive? You know what I'm saying? And it's not like she can't attract wealthy guys or rich guys or guys that is doing well, making six figures. She can. She's just that shitty of a person, like my, sorry for my English. She's just that bad of a person that the rich guys can't even deal with. They'll smash her and discard her because her mindset isn't good for long-term relationships. And I'm just like, you don't get it. Why are you struggling? You're an attractive woman. You need to be married to a rich guy, a guy that's making six figures. Go get off the dating market and go sit up under that man and listen to him. Your life would be way easier. Hell, who cares if he got two other women? As long as it's a polygamous relationship and he's honest with you guys, who cares? You're getting your bills paid. You have somebody that cares for you. Like, women are so unruly, even the attractive ones, to the point to where even the successful guys don't want to deal with them long term. And then you tack on, the fact that they're being ran through. The problem is partially feminism and mostly the government. I agree. Because the women know the laws and they're going to use the laws, right? They know they know the laws favor them. So she has a dominant strategy. In game theory, they call it a dominant strategy, meaning that you can't lose. It's a win-win for you, no matter what the outcome is. She has a dominant strategy, and she's using it, which is why dudes are noticing the game and like, I'm going past for bro. We're not dealing with these chicks because it's a lose lose. Even if I do get married, there's a strong there's no guarantee that she won't change her mind. When you're dealing with human beings, you're dealing with variables, things that are constantly changing and all this stuff. The woman that's at 26 is not the same woman at 40. So she's constantly going through changes, on her self-discovery. I want to know if I'm happy or not. All this stuff is just code for she want to be free and hop on a different Johnson. And she don't realize that the fact that she just screwed her life, screwed her family, screwed her kids, screwed the society. Women, I hope you guys realize that women will burn the house down and then blame you for not telling them, for not getting them in line and tell them no. It's ridiculous, bro. They do not favor they did not favor them 60 years ago. Nope. And you see the society was much stronger, wasn't it? Now it wasn't perfect back then, but it was a much stronger. So, excuse me. Yeah, dudes are like, man, the risk ain't worth it. What I'm what I'm what I'm risking ain't worth it. The amount of money I'll lose ain't worth it. The possibility of not having my kids full time ain't worth it. Sad reality. Sad reality. Sad reality. fake name. Would it be worth a risk to use? Bro, this dude's an idiot, bro. Hydrochloric acid. Come on, bro. Bro, one of my moderators get this ban this dude off the channel, bro. This is appreciate you, Chris. But yeah, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. You know what's even worse? Do you guys know there's situations to where the guy wants to keep the child, but the woman don't want to keep the child? See, women today have a lot of power, guys. They have rulership over the child. If you don't want to have it and she wants to have it, she gonna have it. If you want to keep it and she don't want to keep it, she gonna delete it, babe. She gonna delete the baby. Again, when you know that, does that give you any incentive to start a family or have kids? When you know you're playing a lose-lose game, the smartest thing that you do is to not play the game, especially when you know you can't win from the beginning. And men checking out of society, it makes sense for them to check out of society because society disrespect them, but it's not good for the society. It's not good for relationships. It's not good for kids. It's not good for really anything. But again, too much government regulation, too much uh, bad culture, and this is what you get. And you know what's even worse? Some dudes, they go overseas to get a passport girl, bring the girl back here, she get put on game. Now she finessing the dude too. Crazy shit. So you always got to be worried about the finesse. I do not blame guys for checking out. After all, it's their life. Yep. And I mean, like I said, it's not good for really society. And really, it's not good for them either. But it's like, damn, okay, what am I supposed to do with my life? The whole purpose for most people. See, the reason why guys don't want to work, they don't want to work hard, is because they don't have a why. And unfortunately, guys, sometimes yourself isn't a big enough why. I hate to say that. I hate to bring that to you guys. And a lot of you guys that are self-loving, you probably can't understand that. But a guy will go to a shitty job if he can come home to his family and his wife supports him and his kids greet him every day with love. He go work that shitty ass job with them shitty coworkers for the next 20 years. But since guys don't have that family purpose anymore to exist in, they like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose. Ain't nothing to live for. So fuck it. I'm just gonna play video games and hit these AI girls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the laws in marriage are in favor of women. Your your livelihood can be destroyed by divorce, especially if it's a great divorce and you're like 50 plus, 45 plus, and you get divorced. How you gonna recover from that divorce when you're 55? You're about to retire, homie. but she just took half your wealth. Not worth the financial risk, you know? And really, as you get older, you see the idiocracy in it. But the reason why young men still get into it is because some of them, are ignorant to the fact, or really what it is they want love. It's emotions based. They still believe the woman won't do anything like that to them. Um, it's lust, it's love, all these emotions that are clouding your judgment, which clouds every man's judgment. I mean, after a while, you hear "I love you" so much, and then you realize that it don't work, or it still ends up bad. That's when you wake up. But again, some of these guys don't have enough experience to see that. And women are good manipulators and deceivers. But if we're being honest, if we weigh the risk versus the pros, the risks severely outweigh the pros of marriage and pros of creating a family. And it shouldn't be like that. And I get it. Like, I'm not saying, when I say this stuff, guys, I'm not saying that women should just be left out in the cold and all this stuff. But this shit is way too far leaning towards the woman. Like, it's like 90, like the shit is tilted over here. It should be more tilted in the favor. In the middle, where it favors the woman, it incentivizes the woman to stay in the family and the man to stay in the family. If the woman has all the control, she gonna use the control. She could exercise the law and be promiscuous, and you still gonna marry her and give her a kid, and she's still gonna use the law against you. It's lack of experience and leadership. Yeah, it is. Lack of experience. You know, as a man, and this is what as I get older, you start to realize this, and you experience around people and women, and you witness that people's words don't go as far as their actions. You begin to realize that I don't really want love. I want respect. That's when you know you're maturing. You don't want love, because people can say I love you and do you wrong all day. You've seen it done. You've been in relationships where a woman says she loved you and she still cheated on you. It's like, how the hell do you love me and you cheat on me? How do you love me and do me so wrong? That don't make any sense. So you start ignoring when people start saying I love you, and you start looking at the actions that show respect. So yeah, guys, we getting ready to wind down. This was a very informative live stream. I was fumbling my words a little bit more than I would like to, because in this live stream, because it lets me know I'm getting tired. I've been working too long today, making videos and working out, and you know, hopefully you guys got some really valuable information or some relatable information that you've been thinking about. Um, so we gotta, in order to fix it, we would have to destroy feminism, which is hard to do without force. But we could at least change the laws. The laws would do a lot right there. But again, apparently, see, at the end of the day, guys, I feel like there's some kind of agenda to shrink the human population. I think this AI stuff is really gonna disrupt this a whole bunch of stuff. So like, we don't need a whole bunch of humans on Earth. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my estimation, I think within 20 years there won't be anybody driving. We'll have majority self-driving cars the next 20, 30 years. And so it seems like there's a massive push to destroy, because any society that makes any sense and trying to think rationally, you would fix this stuff. But who knows? Maybe that's the whole point. You know, Bill Gates and them is trying to decrease the population. Maybe because they know AI and robots is going to do most of the work anyway. And a lot of people are going to be holding up space. Who knows? You said defund their nonsense. Yes, 100% true. You know, people want to defund the stupid, the rational stuff, and not the irrational stuff. So yeah, guys, we getting ready to wind down. You guys, any last little questions and comments before we wind down and get off the live stream? Hopefully, you guys have, you enjoyed this live stream. You got some value out of this live stream. If you guys want to support, hit the super chat button for whatever's worth to you. If not, hitting the like button is free. Commenting your thoughts is free. It gets us more engagement. So, yeah, guys, we're getting ready to wind down. But this is the sad state of reality. I wish it wasn't like this, and I wish men would actually push for change. But again, since there's no unity amongst the men don't stand together. Men will talk, they stand together, but they won't make any action. Um, it causes everybody to suffer. And that's the thing. I'm sure you know this, Chris, because you've been in the military. Sometimes the leader got to be an asshole for the greater good. You know, people that lack vision, they don't see how this stuff affects this and that and this. They just think about their own little box. So, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the live stream. I appreciate you guys for being in here. He said, I've been a prick. I have been a prick of the first order in the name of discipline. Yeah, man. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute you start slacking off, that's when they start disrespecting and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you gotta be on their ass the whole time. Cause it's in human nature to be lazy and it's in human nature to, go for their own best interests. Um, and to avoid conflict and to avoid doing what's right and do what feels good. But anyways, that's my live stream, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys for being in here. Shout out to my man Chris for always being in here. Shout out to my military vet Chris. Much love and respect to that brother. Shout out to my man Doc Smith for being in there. Shout out to my man Grant, my real life friend, for being in here. You guys, shout out to him. Um, I think that is about it. Shout out to JT. Uh, I don't even know how you say your name, but you sound like you look like you're from Louisiana. Shout out to Doc Smith. Like we already shouted you out, Doc Smith. But hey, why not say it again? Yeah, good night. Yeah, good night, Chris. Yeah, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna be going live Tuesday, so you guys stay tuned. But yeah, man. See you guys Tuesday. Peace. Lots of YouTube shorts coming out and a lot of videos coming out, of course. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but a lot more YouTube shorts coming out. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But I'll see you guys Tuesday. Peace.